Do I have a soul binding person yet? Oh wow. So these are all those these are all the different little things that you can put in like the relics for soul binds. The cooldown of die by the sword is reduced by 20 seconds, and I think it's coming down from 2 minutes too, right? At max level? That's cool. So it'd be like 1:40. That's a pretty short cooldown of die by the sword. It's nice. 6% of the damage you deal adds to your active ignore pain. That could be nice, because everybody gets ignore pain now. Slam has a 4% chance to refund a charge of shield block. Probably not something I would use as DPS warrior. Impending Victory heals you for 400% of the damage it dealt over 8 seconds. And it deals about 631 damage. So, heals you for, you know, another couple thousand. Alright. Last Stand increases your rage generation by 30%, so we don't really have Last Stand as arms. Rallying Cry duration and health granted increased by 20%. I mean, that's cool, but it still just falls off super hard. But I mean, it's something that's... You can think about it. Intimidating Shout can withstand 80% more damage before breaking. It's a... Okay, so these have... And these are Endurance, and then some of these are Finesse. Safeguard's really cool. It reduces the damage taken by the target by 10%, so it's not huge, but it's a little bit. Condemn increases the critical strike chance of... So this is also probably Execute. It increases the critical strike chance of Execute. Did we look at this one? Yeah. Overpower 6% chance to apply Colossal Smash for 3 seconds. That's a good one. This is Potency now. So can you choose one of each, maybe? Slam critical strikes, reduce the remaining cooldown of Ravager. Okay. I don't have a lot of crit right now. Recklessness lasts longer. Bloodthirst deals 40% increased damage when enemies are below 20% health. Okay. And Rampage has a 10% chance to refund a charge of... Okay. So I think Crash the Rampart's like the only one that I think is like really good out of that one, but that's alright. Blue Pirate, thanks for the tier 2 35 months. We have big flex for you. Glad to have you. The Die by the Sword one's pretty cool though too. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, this is just a test server, so there's not you're not just gonna sit up there and buy it for 1 copper, I don't think. We swear allegiance to each other and dedicate our life force to a soul bind. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. This is my first look at all this stuff, so I'm just kind of easing into the systems and checking it out too. But thank you though, dude. Welcome back. Okay, let's see what her little talent tree looks like if we get access to that. Oh. Oh. Is my guy frozen? Jenny, is your guy frozen? Oh no. Oh no. There are so many, too many systems in Shadowlands? I mean, I don't know about too many. I think that when you first encounter something, it can be overwhelming, but I think adding new stuff into the game is probably an important thing for a new expansion. New stuff to do, new stuff to level up. Oh, wow. That's kind of crazy. So you can use this as like a CC if you just cast it, huh? Door of Shadows increases your movement speed by 80%. I mean, like, you're going to be absolutely booking it after you cast that. And this unlocks an endurance one instead of a... Okay, so... I think I'm well... So if I wanted to use the potency little thing that I unlocked, I'd probably have to start with this one, right? Let's see. Interesting. You guys seeing these? That you loot more of like these particular items you're probably gonna need for progression. Like within the context of the covenant. What's this? Finesse, potency, and endurance again. So this one makes the benefit of well-fed flask and weapon enchant effects are increased. That's weapon enchant is kind of a big deal. Oh, wow. The duration of all incoming interrupt, snare, and root effects are reduced by 25%. That's kind of important. And then this one, Dauntless Duelist. The first enemy you damage in combat is marked as your adversary. You deal 4% more damage to them, and they deal 2% less damage to you. But you can only have one adversary at a time. I wonder how it resets. It's just how it is forever. It's kind of weird in Arena. Interesting. Those seem kind of powerful, though. Yeah, I think those empty slots are what I'm going to be using those little thingos that you bought on. And this last one is Thrill Seeker. While in combat, you gain a stack of Thrill Seeker every 2 seconds, or 4 stacks upon killing an enemy. At 40 stacks, Thrill Seeker is consumed to grant you Euphoria, speeding up everything you do by 20% for 10 seconds. Wow. It rapidly decays while you're not in combat. That's kind of crazy, too. So you're gonna have to kind of like pick your path, not only what you want at the end of it, but also like which one you want to use. So if I was gonna use potency ones, I want to have at least one like defensive one for that for the die by the sword build, right? Like if we were gonna use the die by the sword reduce cooldown, that's an endurance one, and then we would need at least like 2 potency ones. Can you use the same one? Can you just go like full crash the ramparts? Don't even need to use anything else? I wonder. Because some of those are cool, but like I do wonder if you have to use different ones or you can just use the same one. Like one for DPS tank and heal path? Yeah, like there will be different builds for it. You just have to have an idea of what you want to use, and then you have to pick your path accordingly. So I'm kind of curious about having multiple crash the ramparts. But what would happen is I would just use 3 potency ones. 3 crash the ramparts. That'd be kind of crazy, don't you think? But what if you could reduce the cooldown of your die by the sword 3 times too? So die by the sword was on a 1-minute cooldown. That'd make you really hard to kill. Interesting. Very interesting. I would imagine that that you can only pick one. But yeah, if you could stack the execute one too. This beta, this is like a special event alpha server. We're only gonna be having access to this for like 1 day, but yeah, very, very curious to see how this works. And I guess testing out is a good way to do it. We can pick different guys. Oh, so this is Nadija, which we bound to her. But can I also pick, like, this dude instead? So Door of Shadows frees you from roots and snares. That's huge. Door of Shadows is an instant cast, but its cooldown is increased by 30 seconds. That's probably also huge. So it's a 2-minute cooldown, but it just blinks you somewhere instantly. And he has 1 potency, but these 2 are both finesse. The effect of combat potions lasts 20% to 100% longer. I don't really care about that one. Your spells and abilities have a chance to call on these Tubbins and Gubbins, these 2 little rascals. It's a Apparel Soul in hand. Standing in the shaded area grants you 10% mastery. This is a PV guy right here. Grant a shield that absorbs damage to allies who aid you with healing or beneficial magic effects. You only shield each ally once. So right off the bat, I don't think this is the one I'm going to use. Doesn't seem very good. During the Ember Court, your guests get additional happiness for each event completed. When the court concludes, the effect of the decrees bestowed on you is increased. Okay. Theotar will cover the cost of your transmog. Bro, this guy is not worth for PvP. What the heck? He will send you an assortment of flavorful herbs when you complete activities? No, yeah, no way. And he's not in yet. So this guy better have some cool stuff. Earning anima improves your armor's remaining durability. It's kind of funny. Leaving a resting area increases your mounted speed by 10% and your out of combat regeneration by 100%. Lasts for 10 minutes and doing world quests refreshes the duration. So I'm not super impressed with that. While you're above 80% health, you gain 1 strength every 3 seconds, like up to 5 times. If you fall below 50% health, the effect is lost. That's kind of cool, I guess. Successfully interrupting an enemy or dispelling an ally increases your critical strike chance by 10% for 10 seconds, and it can only occur every 30 seconds. Hold your ground. Standing still for at least 4 seconds, not a PvP talent. Grants increased stamina and 4% increased healing. Done. This guy's a tank. Okay. So this one's like kind of like Covenant leveling utility. Maybe for a healer, maybe. This one looks like the DPS one, basically. Anyway, Door of Shadows grants you a shield that absorbs damage equal to 50% of your maximum health. This is just a tank one. When nearby allies gain temporary increased movement speed, you also gain a benefit. Okay. And Condemn grants 10% versatility to you and 4% versatility to up to 4 nearby allies. Last 10 seconds. Yeah, I think that she's the best one, probably. I think she's probably the best one. All right, do we want to try the die by the sword method? AJ Ruby, thank you so much. Big flex for you. Glad to have you. Thank you for hooking up some subbies. Hooking up Nike. Thank you. Yeah, I think Nadija is where it's at for DPS. So we're gonna need a finesse one, no matter what. The finesse ones are like right here. Intervene. Intimidating shout. What other finesse? Any other finesse? Maybe just rally. I really like the safeguard one, but like just for running around in the world, I feel like rally might be better. Yeah, sure. I really want to try the see if you can triple stack traits though, because if they both scale, and that's what I think makes it scaling, right? You see what I mean? Is how 6% is like in like different text. I feel like that's a stackable amount. So if you have multiple of them, it now has a 12% chance to apply Colossus Smash for 3 seconds. And this parry one makes your parry reduced by 20 seconds each time. That's kind of huge. I'm gonna try the offensive one. And then we can put in a Crash the Ramparts. See how that goes. I bet they stack. And then I'll probably just go here to get the reduced CC one, even though this one's pretty cool too. I just want to try just full-on offense real quick and see how that feels. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna go talk to this dude. Yeah, that's pretty neat. But is there any way to see that? You can't really see that build. Like, you can't open up your talents and like click your build without coming back to your order hall, I guess. That's okay though. We'll just have to make a command for it later on, right? But yeah, the die by the sword one's really cool too. You might want to put at least one in. But yeah, having a die by the sword cooldown of like a minute 20 is I think what it would do. You can put in 3 potency. I think you can only do like 2 endurance. But yeah, a minute 20 cooldown die by the sword would be insane. Okay, so now we get all the troops. And then we can send them on their mission. So we'll start off. So do we have any idea of like how powerful our army is compared to theirs? And are these all individual people? Let me see. Doesn't really matter, does it? Oh. Let's see how it goes. Can I see it? Oh, okay, so we can click our thing. It's right up here in the corner. You can click on your build at any time. You can click on your adventures, and you can click on your powers. I want to know how to power her up more, so I can unlock more of them. Tally's behind us, is he? May have been, dude. May have been. Did he run off? What's up, Tally? I want to see how this played out. Sup, sup. I'm gonna wait till this thing is over, I guess. Okay, talk to this dude, talk to these guys. All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Tazu. Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? I need to post the video for you guys. We got a lot of videos to post for you. For sure. And that's one of them. But we need to make sure we're getting some Shadowlands stuff in too. But I'm glad we hit that 3K mark. That way it's kind of like... Oh, wow. Freaking ganked. Yeah. And even like breaks it down in like the rounds, like it tells you like the breakdown and stuff. Okay, we're gonna need everybody. Do these guys level up at all, or is it just her? Yeah, these guys don't level up, just the heroes do, okay. But yeah, I'm glad that we hit that 3K mark. That way we can kind of, not like take a break, but like feel good about focusing up a little bit on some Shadowlands stuff, you know? It's good. Which is something I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to get more Shadowlands action going. It's just, we've been on that BFA grind, dude. Okay. Talk to that filler, talk to these guys. Alright. Whoa. Gotta jump into the maw, eh? Okay. So how do we unlock more? How do we power her up? Oh. Oh, we just click it. Oh, okay. Okay.
So those, like, you can read down below, like, those are just empty.
Right.
And then you can read the ones below it to know where what path you're going.
Yeah, so you definitely can just stack the same one over and over. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just put 3 of the same thing in,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it scales.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of crazy. So, are we supposed to just like? Are we supposed to just be like that strong? Already? Huh. Yeah, just click them and they unlock. Okay. Okay, so this isn't a thing yet. This isn't in yet, but so now we have a 18% chance to apply Colossus Smash for 3 seconds when we press overpower, which is really only going to be like 1 global. But I think it'll hit harder. I like this. This one is kind of cool, but I think that reducing the duration of CC on yourself is kind of a big deal, even though this is nice. But yeah, this build with triple crash the ramparts, it could be kind of cool. All right. Cool. Very interesting. So they haven't really taught me how to use this thing yet. The Sanctum upgrades. Oh wow. I've like collected a bunch of, how'd this happen? Huh. Will I learn how to do that eventually? I wonder. Thank Demon Drizzt for the 4 months, man. Big flex for it. Glad to have you, dude. Thank you, man. Yeah. No, you can definitely get a little lost in MMO, yeah. I have not been playing Phantasy Star Online 2 yet, no. But I love that game growing up, though. Phantasy Star Online in general. We just been on the WoW grind. Oh, those casters just one-shot everything. Okay, good to know. Good to know. They're OP. Get some gold. Oh, wow. Okay, so are we strong enough to do this? What the heck? I don't know if we're strong enough for this. The heck? This only takes 1 minute to do this one. I guess I'll just do this one again. I think stacking those guys is OP. It also takes 12 hours, so we'll see. Yeah. I don't know why there's an essence as a reward. And I think that those things are also just transmog. So it's just like, it's giving you stuff, you know? That's all. I want to see what happens if I upgrade this stuff a little bit. So we got 1 billion anima. Recruit some artisans. Recruit some architects. Recruit some anima weavers. Recruit me a selection of souls. And some Revendreth adventure. Oh. Those guys look a little more powerful. Alright, so we can upgrade some of these things now if we wanted to. Does it take a lot of time to do it? Oh, it takes an hour to do it. Okay. Well, so eventually you farm up. You have Reservoir Anima, you have Sanctum Artisans, you have Sanctum Architects, and Sanctum Anima Weavers. Then all those are needed in some capacity to upgrade your stuff. So we'll just start those upgrades, and it might take a bit. Although it takes a minute. That takes an hour. That takes an hour. This takes a minute. This takes a minute. I'll just wait here for a second. Again, systems. Yeah, I hate it when they put new stuff in new expansions. Me too, dude. I hate that. When I buy a new expansion, I expect to have everything be exactly the same and just pay more money for the same thing. Yeah. I hate it. New stuff to do pisses me off. It's part of the deal, man. But an MMO is definitely going to continue to have grind elements where you are progressing your character, or even in this situation, progressing your, like, covenant. But that's cool. I'm with it. I'm up for it. Yeah. Play some classic, yeah. Maybe that's the option there. Not as much going on there. Yep. Thanks for covering the Shadowlands updates. I feel like I've been doing a pretty bad job. We've just been kind of on the grind with BFA, and we've been really going ham in Arena. But now that we hit that 3K mark, I feel like it's like, okay, that's a significant accomplishment. Let's try to be a good boy and make sure we test out some of the Shadowlands stuff, which is also something I'm really interested in. It's just, you know. Okay, so we got that stuff moving and grooving right now. Let's go back over here, do this thing. Check this out. It's kind of like auto chess. It's like it's basically like the same as it was before, right? You have like followers, except now you can actually see how it plays out. I think is the idea, right? So you can be like, oh, these guys are OP. I'm gonna make sure I put more of those guys in my party, right? This is not just like a percentage thing. I'm sure there will be an add-on that gives you a percent to complete it. So I think we can just keep throwing guys at this, and so these are. So these are actual heroes that can level up. And they have different attacks. But it's like which one do we need to level up? But you know, you won't start off with this many guys. Like I clicked the thing, and so now it just gives me everybody. But these ones can level up, and these ones are just sort of followers. I guess you have them as long as they don't die in combat. These guys seem pretty bad initially, but maybe they level up and get better. But yeah, they don't seem very good. They all deal like pathetic damage. Maybe these guys are okay. Maybe the numbers just aren't scaled right too. But it looks like those are just like a minute-long quest that just level your guys up. You can sit there and spam it. I played Maldraxxus just a little bit yesterday. It looked cool. Any self heals for warrior? For arms, not really, but you have more mitigation. Like you have ignore pain, which is pretty cool. You hope that you don't have to do those little order hall quests to win in PvP. That probably has more to do with like just like your order hall campaign, your covenant campaign. But yeah, sometimes you got to make sure that your character is powerful across a couple different platforms, even if it's not just, you know, if you only want to do PvP. Sometimes you got to make sure your guy is either getting good gear from PvE or whatever else. I know what you mean, but I think it's okay. I think I'm definitely motivated primarily by PvP, but if it brings me into other aspects of the game that I might enjoy, then sure. I'm not against it.